Hey friends, do you think that you are alone and you don't have any friend? Then I have a suggestion for you. Stand up, go outside and look around. What can you see? Yeah, you can see trees, plants, cars, houses, people. But the friends present there are plants. Plants? Why are plants our friend, Apeksha? Actually, a friend is a person that supports you. A friend is a person that helps you. And don't you think that trees help you? They help you in many things, my dear friends. Like, do you use gum and Fevicol to paste? Yes, you may. And that gum is obtained from a tree called acacia. Isn't it your friend? He's sharing Fevicol with you. Yep. Isn't it your friend? Now, my dear friends, think. Do you eat food? Yes, you do. From where that food comes from? That food comes from your friend. Trees. They give you fruits, vegetables, isn't it? They share their food with you. Now in this video, today I'm going to discuss many features of our friend trees and many features of its different parts. Like the features of its roots, the features of its leaves. And we are also going to discuss about some very special plants and trees. There are broad leaves, so if they will get too much of heat, they can get it. There is no problem in that case. There will not happen anything क्योंकि अगर आप बहुत देर तक या फिर mostly you will be in sunlight, you will feel itching, you will feel too much hot, you will feel cranky. और अगर ऐसा होगा then you will not able to hold much there at that area. फिर leaves तो पूरे टाइम sunlight में रहती हैं, leaves भी तो living है, then why doesn't it happens to the leaves? Because northern plains की जो leaves होती हैं, they can bear extreme climate. Now, just imagine that my hand is the trunk, and just imagine that these are some leaves, okay, on my tree. Now, I have long roots. The roots will take water, give it to the stem. Stem will take that water to the leaves, and that's it. That is why nothing happens to the leaves. A process is going on of transporting water in every plant. Okay, that is why nothing happens. अच्छा, अगर हम नॉर्थर्न प्लेन से थोड़ा सा आगे जाते हैं तो हमें क्या मिलता है? Yeah, think. Correct. Northern mountains like Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, and many more and more. But when we go there, we have these needle-like leaves. Why these needle-like leaves? Can you tell us? Yeah, I can. जब आप माउंटेन एरिया में जाओगे तो उस एरिया में बारिश बहुत होती है और too much of snow. तो अगर वहाँ पर ऐसी broad leaves होंगी, this is the trunk, these are the leaves, snow will fall और वो इस लीफ पर इकट्ठा हो जाएंगी. और इतना ज़्यादा स्नो अगर लीफ पर इकट्ठा हो जाएगा, एक ही चीज़ होनी है, लीफ टूट जाएगी और गिर जाएगी नॉर्मली. तो इस चीज़ को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए, ताकि ब्रॉड लीफ के ऊपर स्नो आकर इकट्ठा ना हो जाए, देयर वोंट बी एनी स्नो इन द लीफ और ऑन द लीफ. In mountains we have these types of leaves, क्योंकि when they will be here, snow will come, water will come, and that will try to be here only but ये needle हैं, they will slightly slide them off. That is why we have needle-like leaves there. So we'll study about more plants now, okay? Now I'm going inside the kitchen. Now you all will say, no, you aren't, Apeksha, you're just sitting here. Look here. What is this? It's a leaf. And yes, it is called the food factory of a plant, or you may call it the kitchen of a plant. But, doesn't your kitchen also have different parts? It have a sink, it have a cupboard, it have a fridge. So, in the leaf, there are different plants. This whole portion is known as the leaf blade. Repeat after me, the leaf blade. This whole portion. Now, can you see this main line going? This one. It is called the main vein. Repeat, the main vein. Now, the nerves which you have nerves and the leaf have veins. Here. Now you can see, Apeksha, there are some small netted lines also. What are these called? These small netted lines are called small netted veins. Repeat, small netted veins. Now, this line, this portion, down here, what is this called? It is called a stalk. It is called a stalk. The spelling of this is STALK. Repeat, STALK. But the L is silent, so it is stalk. Now, my dear friends, I'm gonna to tell you about different leaves grown in different regions of India. Like when we talk about desert area, do you think there are leaves? No, there aren't. When we talk about the leaves in desert area, there the plant doesn't have any leaves. Those leaves are reduced to spines to prevent the loss of water. Because this is a leaf and this back lower portion. This have small pores. Yeah, you are right. We cannot see it right now. We need special instrument to see that. But we have small opening pores on the lower side of the leaf. And these pores are known as stomata. Stomata, okay? Now, when we talk about the desert area, there aren't any leaves, because if there will be leaves, there will be stomatas, and if there will be stomata, the water will come out. And yes, there is very less water found in desert. So, there aren't any leaves in the desert plants to prevent the loss of water. Now let's come to my area. I live in plains. अब नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स के अंदर क्या होता है? ऐसा क्या है नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स के अंदर? डेजर्ट में तो लीव्स नहीं है. लीव्स कांटों में बदल जाती हैं, स्पाइन्स में बदल जाती हैं. क्योंकि लीव्स होंगी तो स्टोमेटा होगा तो पानी बाहर आएगा. दिस इज अ स्मॉल रीजन. तो क्या होता है नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स के अंदर? आई लिव इन उत्तर प्रदेश. मैं उत्तर प्रदेश पे रहती हूँ और ये एक नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स का एरिया है. यहाँ पर whenever we search for leaves, we get these types of broad leaves. I'll tell you the reason that why do we have in some areas narrow leaves like this and broad leaves like this. I'll tell you that. So when we come to plains, here the leaves are broad enough. Why? Why are the leaves broad enough? Actually, नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स के अंदर मॉडरेट क्लाइमेट होता है. अपेक्षा, ये मॉडरेट क्या होता है? What is moderate? मॉडरेट एक ऐसा एक्सट्रीम क्लाइमेट होता है जहाँ पर अगर सर्दी होगी तो बहुत ज़्यादा सर्दी होगी, इट विल बी वेरी कोल्ड, और अगर गर्मी होगी तो बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी होगी, इट विल बी टू हॉट. So this is the claim, and this is the reason in northern plains that we have broad leaves. These broad leaves are here. Now let's talk about the plants that eat insects. What are those? Or which are those? Now, some plants are green. They have chlorophyll. They get proper sunlight and proper water also, but they're not able to make their own food. What's the reason? The reason behind this is they lack some nutrients like nitrogen. Have you heard about Venus flytrap and pitcher plant? These are insectivorous. They eat insects, but why? Because they lack a nutrition known as nitrogen and they need it. So they eat insects to get rid of that lacking. Okay. Now what they do? In Venus flytrap, the leaf have two halves. One known as the upper and one known as the lower. On the lower half, we have hairs produced. There are small hairs. When an insect come and sit on that plant, the two halves close in less than a second. Shut. And what is the process in pitcher plant? Actually, pitcher plant's leaf are something like pitcher only, and they produce sweet juices. पिचर प्लांट इस मटके की शेप का होता है और पिचर का मीनिंग होता है मटका. पिचर प्लांट्स की जो लीव होती हैं वो प्रोड्यूस करती हैं स्वीट जूसेस, एंड द इंसेक्ट इज अट्रैक्टेड बाय दैट जूस. वो जाता है उसे पीने एंड देन दैट्स ओवर, द लीफ शट्स. एंड दिस इज हाउ insectivorous plant trap insects. So what do we surely mean by aquatic plants? Actually, aquatic have aqua in it, and aqua means water. So the plant that grows in water are known as aquatic plants. There in aquatic plants, we have three main types. One, fixed plant. One, floating plants. And the third, the last but not the least, known as submerged plants. Now, what are fixed floating plants? Here, when we talk about fixed floating, the flower or the fruit floats on the surface of water, whereas the stem there is connected to the ground with the roots. Now, the stem in a fixed floating plant should be very flexible, so that if the water flows in this direction, the stem can easily move. And if the water flows in this direction, it can easily change its position. And in this case, it will not get uprooted. Now, let's talk about only free floating plants. When we talk about free floating plants, we have many things in them. They have spongy bodies, and in those spongy bodies, air is filled. Now, do they have stomata? Yes, they do have it, but not like terrestrial plants. Terrestrial plants have it on the lower surface. But as they are floating on the surface of the water, their pores are blocked by water. They have stomata on the upper side, on this upper side, so that they can breathe freely. Now let's talk about the submerged plant. The submerged plants are the plants those that are underwater. but then they also need sunlight. उनको sunlight भी चाहिए. So तब उस केस में क्या करेंगे? Actually, underwater plants are not much in oceans. अगर आप पॉन्ड में देखेंगे तो पॉन्ड की हाइट बहुत कम होती है. उसके अंदर सबमर्ज्ड और अंडर वाटर प्लांट्स ग्रो करते हैं. Now here, let me give you some examples of submerged. Pondweed and tape grass. These are the examples for submerged. Then some examples of fixed floating are lotus and water lilies. So bye bye my dear friends, and watch my videos for more such videos.